I know what you guys are thinking. By me wearing this shirt, I am in fact probably still not entirely over it. By the way, when this video is uploaded, I am going to be in Japan. So if you haven't followed me already on Instagram, definitely do so because I'm pretty much just documenting everything that's going on there. I'll probably do like a big vlog when I get back as well. But if you want to see everything just kind of happening while it's happening, then definitely follow my Instagram right now. Throughout the history of this sport, Ghana has been considered one of the most decorated footballing countries in Africa. In the 80s, the country produced Abedi Ayew, one of the greatest African players of all time. He was actually known as Abedi Pele due to comparisons with Pele, but funnily enough, he was also known as the African Maradona. The man had the two names, like he was that goated. But despite this, Ghana only won one African Cup of Nations throughout that entire period Abedi Pele was playing. Into the mid to late 2000s, we saw a golden generation brew up with the likes of Michael Essien, John Mensah, Sully Montari, Kevin Prince Boateng, Kwadwo Asamoah, Andre Ayew, and Asamoah Gyan. Ghana didn't have the best runs in AFCON, but did qualify for their first World Cup in 2006, where they reached the last 16. They qualified again in 2010, and this was even more special. They had the whole of Africa dreaming during the first ever World Cup hosted in Africa, and nearly reached the semis had it not been for Suarez's handball. Then throughout the 2010s, the Black Stars reached at least the semifinals in 5 consecutive African Cup of Nations. Unfortunately, they always came short in winning their first title since 1982. By 2017, the Golden Generation's time had run out, and Ghana was slowly on the decline. The Black Stars failed to qualify for World Cup 2018 and then lost to Tunisia in the last 16 of the 2019 AFCON. Ghana's performance in AFCON 2021 was even worse, with the Black Stars losing to 132nd ranked Comoros and then eventually finishing bottom of their group winless. They did, however, qualify for World Cup 2022 that same year and managed to beat South Korea, but that really only papered over the cracks, because just a year later, Ghana again crashed out of their AFCON group after drawing with Mozambique and losing to Cape Verde. This now meant the Black Stars had gone the last 2 AFCON tournaments winless, having played opponents like the Comoros, Mozambique, and Cape Verde. Things got so bad that Ghana FA president Kurto Kraku let his feelings be known to the squad before 2 crucial matches.
Let me roll the time back. A few weeks ago, we played against Niger. How did you guys feel when you went back home to your bases? Having drawn against Niger, how did you feel? Were we happy? Were you happy? Niger! Come on, guys. You drew 1-1 against Niger. That was the scoreline. No joke. 1-1 against Niger. 4-5 of the players who played in that squad, cannot play in my club. That's the truth. But Ghana played 1-1 against Niger. What did we see? We saw a Black Stars team without energy, without passion, without the desire to play. It is not possible like this.
It's not like there's a lack of quality. In fact, there's a good core of Ghanaians getting minutes abroad at their clubs. Antoine Semenyo already has 3 goals and 7 appearances for Bournemouth. Centre-back Mohamed Salisu is currently starting in a Monaco backline that has the best defense in the league after 8 games. And while Mohamed Kudus hasn't had the best start at West Ham this season, he's still a wonderful player for club and country. So why can't a team with players like this not beat a team like Niger and struggle to qualify over the likes of Sudan and Angola? Kurto Kraku has a point. These players don't really have the energy. They don't have the passion. And that's because of him. Since Kraku's presidency, which started in 2019, the national team has gone through 5 different coaches, meaning the team has failed to have any stability because players have to keep adapting to something different every single year. And going back to that video of the president of the federation yelling in the dressing room, because that's never backfired ever, look at the top right corner of that video. This was posted publicly to the FA's official social media, and the players knew nothing about it. In fact, it emerged from a well-known sports journalist that goes by the pseudonym Sports Obama that multiple players took offense, with some even saying they would have fought the president or walked out had they knew this was the intention in the first place. So once more, Ghanaians can thank Kurto Kraku. this time for absolutely destroying any remaining good morale that ever existed in that team. Because after his delusional and unhinged rant, Ghana went on to underwhelm in their last two games for Sudan and failed to qualify for AFCON for the first time since 2004. Going back to Kurto Kraku, during his presidency, he's not only hurt the team like this, he and his leadership have also been accused of corruption and especially favoritism. There have been numerous allegations that players are paying the FA to get call-ups to the national team. And if not that, players who have connections with the higher-ups in the federation are also being favored in call-ups. Former spokesperson for the GFA, Dan Kwaku Yeboah, recently revealed that former head coach Kwasi Appiah was sacked by Okraku in 2019 for using, quote, unknown players. The irony in all of this is that Appiah now currently manages Sudan, the team that just knocked Ghana out in qualifiers. But I bring up the Kwasi Appiah case because recently Ghana's head coach Otto Addo actually defended Okraku's recorded rant, which just seems really fishy at the end of the day. The head coach is supposed to protect his players, but instead he just kind of let it happen, which makes me think that had Addo actually said something, he would have been fired, so it was better just to stay silent, because I couldn't possibly really see him being in support of Okraku, considering he isn't getting that much help with his technical staff, and also the guy's an assistant coach for Dortmund. Like, he has a future ahead of him. One of those unknown players, by the way, was Mohamed Kudus, who, by the way, is arguably Ghana's best player now. So it's already bad enough that young talent is potentially being left out due to favoritism, but it's even worse when the emerging talent from Ghana is only thinning out more every single year. Back in the 2000s to early 2010s, Ghana was well known for its success in youth tournaments. In the U20 World Cup, they had 2 runners-up finishes and then won the whole thing in 2009. But nowadays, the young Black Stars find themselves in a much bleaker place. They failed to qualify for the most recent U20 AFCON. They have also failed to qualify for the last 3 U17 AFCONs, and also they haven't made a single appearance in the last 3 U20 World Cups. And even when there's been success, like the U20 AFCON title in 2021, that has failed to translate to the senior team. The academies in Ghana nowadays are just not good enough, and the infrastructure issues that this country faces also isn't helping. There's a significant lack of investment in sports facilities all over the country, and the maintenance and upkeep is impressively bad. Just this year, Ghana didn't have a single stadium approved by the African Confederation, which almost had them host qualifiers outside the country. And actually, this issue stretches out to Ghana's youth facilities. As a consequence, young players aren't getting enough opportunities to develop, and you're seeing Ghana's production dwindle because of it. And with the Ghana FA's failure to reform the league as the quality regresses because European and African clubs are taking the league's best players away with higher wages, we have now reached rock bottom. In 2008, Ghana were once ranked 14th in the world, the best African team by far. But now they're not even a shadow of themselves. They sit 70th in the world as the 12th best African team. This is an embarrassment for a country that was once widely regarded as a footballing giant in Africa. But it just goes to show that poor leadership, a lack of management, and neglect of facilities can destroy a superpower so quickly and so easily. Listen, Ghanaians, as someone who is currently wearing this shirt right now, I grew up hating your national team. But nowadays, I can't help but feel bad and hope I actually see you guys come back, because this really is very sad. But anyways, what do you guys think? Will Ghana continue to fall down this path? Will Peter Okraku continue to destroy the federation within, destroy the national team, destroy any kind of legacy that this team ever held? Or do you think not qualifying for the most recent AFCON will actually wake up the Ghanaian Federation? Will they actually do things like reform the league, improve the youth facilities, and also the stadium facilities, although that's more of a government thing? And will we maybe, just maybe, not see more of Peter Okraku's reign of terror? And will we actually see reform in the Ghanaian Federation? Let me know. But of course, a massive shout out to all our members, including Janusz Badasz, Chupas, Brazilian Fury, Respect the Jeff, Othman JN, Habakkuk, Jeremiah Owusu Ajiman, Django, Sexy Asian Diddler, Adazir Makalankam, Alex Rod, Ulta, Miguel Munoz, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Slider Kid, Sniffer, Sako Okafan, The Cypriot 35, Not Windows 95 Man, Kentra Gatra, Big Boris, The Baby Eater II, Kerbo, Unkwell, St. Terrence, Sylvia Citrus, Ryan Jans, Wise Orange, Rashford Enthusiast, Cocosaurus Rex, James Braun, Samu, Just MRC, Cheesebake, Cooper Rory, The Smalley Pirate, Claymore Roomba, Winder Gel, M4 Does Stuff, Finn Likes Rugby More, Davox, The Portergeiser, TPSK25, Polar Protos, Van Fan, Lucian Von Croix, Ethan Bennett Loves Kavicha, Gazegos Brescia Kivix, Mano Tango Fe, Adrian, A Ghostly Owl, Coney Wolves, Mud Tanai, Nava, Sketchy Card, KM89, Apollo, Kevin Mojica, Chris Visconti, Dominic Griffin, Kyler Krebs, Mohammed Altanib, Nish, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Raspberry Ale, Subscribe to Tende Tim, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to become a member, there will be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you want, follow my Instagram for updates in Japan, live vicariously through me. You can also follow my Twitch, where I will be doing a charity stream in late December, and I will let you guys know more about that as time goes by. But until then, I'll see you guys.